With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, and there's this new rumor going around today that's picking up a lot of steam, asking the question if Lucasfilm hates Luke Skywalker. This, of course, has everything to do with how the treatment of the character played out in not only The Force Awakens, but more importantly, The Last Jedi, which I'm sorry, the way that Johnson handled Skywalker was bad. It was poor. It was a bad narrative. It was really dumb. It was. Rian Johnson tried to defend this by pulling out the old Jedi Technique book that's actually no longer considered canon since Disney killed the EU, and say, like, oh, it's a Force doppelganger. But if it's a Force doppelganger, why'd it kill him? Right? Why'd it kill him? You can tell there's something on the cutting room floor where he apparently got injured in his side from where Kylo Ren's blade hit him. You can see the way he's gripping it. Go back and watch that scene, and you can see like that was something that they shot, but ultimately cut out. It's a little movie detail I picked up on. But anyway, it doesn't matter how it happened. It's still a horrible thing. And even though Mark Hamill himself has come out and criticized it, many people out there kind of laughed at him when he turned tail on it. It was like, oh, no, what? I shouldn't have said that. That was bad of me to do. I'm still in episode 9, right? Oh, okay. But now we got this new thing here. This new thing that ultimately I don't think is going to be as big of a deal as everyone wants it to be, simply because of the aftermath of it. Now, yesterday, Rebel Librarian posted this tweet saying this needs to go viral. How much does Lucasfilm hate Star Wars? Hate what George Lucas built? Hate what fans value? If The Last Jedi wasn't enough to prove how much they hate Luke, check out the X on his face prominently displayed next to host Andy Gutierrez on an official channel. Now, Andy Gutierrez, Gutierrez is the host of Rebel Recon, a web series obviously about Rebels. And we can see here that in a video, there's a picture of Luke and Vader from The Return of the Jedi, and Luke has a red X on his face. And zooming in a bit more, because clearly we're going Blade Runner right now, enhance, clearly red as day, there is red marker on Luke's face. And then this is an artist's recreation, Rebel Librarian's recreation of that particular moment. And so ultimately, what does it mean? I don't know. A lot of people out there are really trying to insinuate that this is a subtle nod to Lucasfilm really hating Luke Skywalker, that they plan to kill him off from the beginning, that this is all Kathleen Kennedy's master plan to take out the legacy that is the Skywalker saga. And I'm kind of like, look, I get where people are coming from. Ultimately, I look at this whole thing and I have to kind of laugh, simply because I don't know if I don't believe it. I don't believe that they hate Luke Skywalker, but I do think that they didn't know how to handle the character. I do think that when Kathleen Kennedy assembled the writer's room for Star Wars, that she clearly didn't stipulate, you guys also architect the movies, because after The Force Awakens came out, when the writer's room was already in working at that time, they didn't have a plan for episode 8. I don't understand how you can start a new trilogy and kick off the first one and not have plans for the following two, considering that so much was set up in that first movie. So it goes to show you that there's been a leadership problem in terms of a standard narrative. And then, of course, given how Rian Johnson bungled the entire Skywalker saga, so much so that I do fervently believe that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio are going to go back and maybe not like retcon some stuff. It's not all going to be Finn's fever dream, although they should probably just do that anyway. But they're going to go back and they're going to probably tweak it to where, Luke is a ghost and Luke is going to help out Rey and is going to be the Obi-Wan. And once again, proving that when it comes to the Force, when it comes to Star Wars events, are cyclical. But as for this specific meaning, I got no idea. I don't think that it's anything that is horrifically bad, but it's still there. And as I know, nothing you ever see is ever put there by chance, especially when it comes to these kind of things. However, Justin Bolger on Twitter, who happens to work at Lucasfilm, says, that is my cubicle decorating style. Imperial Courture launched a Twitter conspiracy theories. And so we know that this guy did it. He was on to say that prequel hate is one of the requirements to join Kathleen Kennedy's secret focus group. Note to conspiracy theorists, no such organization exists, and if it did, lowly social media strategist Justin Bolger wouldn't be a part of it. The truth, the frequent flyer program is choice. Don't go with the holdo option though. And that's it. Like he's playing it up. He's obviously playing into it. And you know, being a social media strategist for Lucasfilm, this is probably not going to look very well on his resume, because it was in the shot. And honestly, Kathleen Kennedy will probably tell him, or his boss or his higher ups probably at this point have already told him to remove the image, because something like that will send the wrong message, and it can have the possible impact of really going after causing a problem for Lucasfilm down the road. We already know that there's been a lot of people out there upset with The Last Jedi, with absolutely good reason. And there's been a vocal group of people on Twitter and social media that have made their hatred known. And all this particular thing does, all this particular image does right here is just essentially say, yeah, there's something there. Go look deeper. You're going to uncover the mysteries of Lucasfilm. You're going to uncover Kathleen Kennedy's secret plan to destroy everything George Lucas created. And that's where we are. Like, don't get me wrong. There are so many valid criticisms with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. And there are criticisms with a lot of things with Star Wars right now in terms of its leadership. And I do feel that if fans want to see specific change in Star Wars, that they have to be more organized in their outrage. Creating these kind of Twitter conspiracy theories, I was getting like bombarded with emails and messages from people wanting me to look into this, wanting this to be the smoking gun that Lucasfilm hates Luke Skywalker, when ultimately it isn't. It's just a dumb picture on a cubicle by a low-level social media strategist. And sadly, that's the kind of stuff that poses as movie conspiracy theories today. But that being said, I am hoping that JJ and Chris Terrio do something to make up for the mess that was The Last Jedi. I do hope that they go back and they try to make it more about fantasy and fun and adventure, and not just make you angry when you watch it. So I'm hoping that that is the case. But in the meantime, take all of these conspiracies with an absolute grain of salt, because a lot of times they're not the super most realist thing on the planet. And if you guys want to leave your comments below and tell me what you think, I do want to hear it. Looking forward to it. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to win a copy of Justice League on Blu-ray, then that'll be happening on March 10th. So be sure to also subscribe and comment to get in on that action. And if you just want to watch more content from me, you can do so right now.